Hi, welcome to this video day, which is on the 2nd of May. We are on Monday. Now, in terms of today's video, we're going to give our updated outlook on terms of various USD pairs. We'll go over to the charts in just a moment. Now, in terms of last week's update, we said we felt the USD would be going into a big uptrend. It showed really good strength last week. Is there more strength to come this week? I think, longer term, US dollar going far higher, but in the short term, we do have the Fed on Wednesday. Now, that could create a pullback, but that pullback would be a buying opportunity. Now, in terms of the Fed meeting and taking a look at all the pairs, let's go and do that right now. But just before we do so, just please always keep in mind, it is my view as of right now. It can, of course, change in line with the market action and conditions. If you want to learn all our trading techniques, and also check out our daily technical sentiment analysis of 14 FX pairs, just go to the link beneath this video and you get live access to our member center. You can also follow us on Facebook and join our Facebook group of traders if you wish. Right, let's go and take a look at the trade setups. Right, so on my first chart, which is not an FX pair, it's a chart of the S&P 500. Now, in terms of what I want to do just very quickly before we get to FX pairs, is give the big picture of why we are so bullish of the dollar. I'll discuss the Fed in a moment, but in terms of the S&P 500, I think it's going to have a really big fall. Now, in terms of this, you can see I've marked up my chart. Fed stimulus helps the S&P rally from 2.4 to 4.8, which is 100%. Sorry, my English was wrong there, but you get the general idea. Massive rally from the COVID sell-off. Fed should say that they're going to get rid of stimulus this month. That is heavily bearish for stocks, and we've already broken this level of support and also the 20-month moving average, the green line. How much more downside is there? I think there's a lot. If you get big sell-off in stocks, the dollar is really going to roar to the upside. Now, in terms of stimulus being withdrawn, it's a huge deal. Okay, a lot of people talk about rate hikes. I think in terms of the Fed, the stimulus going, particularly for the S&P, is just so bearish. You can see how bearish it is here. This is global equities versus central bank balance sheets. How much of the rally in stocks was caused by central banks doing stimulus? You can see it here in this quote. If you run a simple regression since June 2009, the starting point of the biggest monetary experiment ever, which obviously stimulus was, you'll find that the G4 central bank balance sheet explains 90% of it. And you can see it, the two lines. The blue line, obviously, central bank balance sheets, green line, equity. So stocks, I just see them going down and the dollar being supported by that. Okay, I think in terms of the Fed, people have said, oh, they might be a little bit cautious due to everything that's happening in the global economy, not just in the US. Obviously, we have problems between Russia and Ukraine. You've got GDP slowing worldwide, okay? And you had a big miss in US GDP. I don't think the Fed will become more cautious. They've got to deliver a hawkish message. And this article comes from Corporate Nordea, okay? Really good weekly summary they do. And they say, we consider the aggressive Fed speak and the promotion of moving expeditiously to a more neutral policy stance to increase the likelihood that the FOMC will go ahead and implement its balance sheet runoff in May, so on Wednesday. Okay, they do say, but risks are that they will wait until June. Senior FOMC officials, including Lael Brainard and John Williams, lean towards a 1 month gap between announcement and implementation. Does a 1 month gap matter? I don't think so. I think the Fed will be hawkish. Well, people say, well, dollar's had a good run. The Fed is basically in the price. I don't think so. I think the dollar is going to run even higher. If we do see a pullback, I see it as being a minor pullback and being a dollar buying opportunity. Now, talking about problems in the global economy, I just want to go to this chart here. This chart here is actually a currency pair. It's the US dollar against the Chinese yuan. Now, if you look at the dollar, it's exploded higher on the yuan. That is really bad news. Why? Because China are allowing the dollar to rise because internally the economy is not doing well. You've got all those COVID lockdowns. They want to boost exports. So they obviously to a degree manipulate this pair. They're letting the USD rise. They're going to let it rise a lot further. Okay. And in terms, I'll just show you the monthly chart actually. USD CNH. This is bearish for all commodity currencies. Okay, so I need a monthly chart. Okay, so actually let me do a weekly chart, it's easier. There, it's a better view. Look at this. It's gone up nicely. And you look at how the commodity currencies have sold off. Okay, we'll go to them in a moment. This is going to go far higher, up to 720, and pressure the commodity currencies lower. Got to keep in mind, China is the engine of world growth. Yeah, okay, it's the world's biggest commodity consumer, and it being in big trouble, not good news at all. So dollar will gain again on its safe haven status if the USD continues to rise in the yuan. Commodity currencies will be pressured lower. Now, what we will do now is go for a look at some FX charts. I'm going to start with Euro USD just very quickly because I covered it in a video towards the end of last week. Then we'll go through some more pairs. So yeah, Euro USD first. Euro USD now, in terms of anyone new watching our videos, we do not obviously, you can see from my chart, use complicated technicals. They're very simple, they're minimalistic. We just want to focus on big levels, which we think are important to key players in the market. And we'll always have a bias from the big fundamentals and sentiment towards them before we do our technicals, so we can keep them very simple. Okay, now in terms of the euro, just out now, bearish. You can check my video last week. Still got the same position, 108.50. This morning when I did this chart, we were trading just above the 105 level. So yeah, 300 odd pips. Far more to come though. We should go to the par level. We may even go towards 90. Now, in terms of getting in on this pair, if you wanted to do it fresh, you could sell back to first level resistance, 106.30. Stop behind the big 107 level. You can see my stop. Or if we don't go higher, go through this low here. Now, in terms, I did this chart this morning, so let's check what Euro USD is doing. Just down a little bit. That chart tail. You want to go through 104.55 in my view, just clear of the tail. If you did that, what you could do is pop your stop back behind this first level resistance. Okay, if we break lower, going a long way to the downside. A lot of people saying, is the euro a little bit oversold? It's had a decent sell-off. No, it's not at all. So I'll show you this chart, which is the COT net traders positions. Okay, large speculators, they came in to buy the rally to 140. No, sorry, up to 115. Okay, they're still long, and we're down at 105. So there's plenty of speculators still to get taken out of the market on stops. Yeah, euro going far lower. Next pair I want to look at is going to be AUD USD. In terms of AUD USD, last 3 weeks you've seen a big fall. Now, just think back to what the USD has done to the Chinese yuan over the last 3 weeks. That's being reflected in this chart. For us, this is 600 pips in profit. There's far more to come, though. Now, in terms of how would you play this trade, you could sell rallies back to 71, 71.50 if you wished. But I think, if you took a break of 70, that's a big monthly support level as well. Let's say 69.80 with a stop behind first level resistance at 71.30, 150 pip risk against the potential for 500 in terms of reward down to that monthly support level. Okay, now in terms of this, it's a big trend. China, big trouble. It's really going to weigh on the Aussie, and also if you get big stock market weakness, that's going to hurt the Aussie and all the other risk currencies as well. So potentially far more downside. Let's see what we're doing tonight. We're still a bit weaker. So yeah, try a rally if you wished, or a break lower. Now, in terms of the next pair, it's the strongest of the commodity currencies overall, of the majors. It's USD CAD. Last video we were long, and then we got caught on that tail there, stopped out. When that happens, yeah, very often we'll just look to buy through a round number. So bought through 128.20. This morning we're a little bit stronger. Now I think this could go to 135, okay, which is a monthly resistance level. Now if we look at how we're shaping up tonight, this one should be above the 129 level. USD CAD. Sorry, I put the wrong symbol in, just bear with me. Right, here we go. We're through the 129 level. We can get through 129.20, just away from the round number. You could buy with a stop back behind these bodies and the round number. So let's say 127.70. If I go back to my chart, sorry, wrong page. If I go back to my chart, it'll be just below here. I'm at 127.50. I'll just bring it up a little bit tonight. Okay, so this one I think can play catch up with the AUD and the NZD, which is the pair I'm going to look at next. In terms of the NZD, it's taken a real bashing. Obviously, New Zealand heavily exposed to China as well. We've sliced this 65 level, which is monthly resistance. It was previously support. My own view is this is a sell on a rally, or you could sell now. Basically look for 60. Okay, so another 400 pips on the downside. It looks really gloomy for the commodity currencies. And we're in a phase now in the markets where you could get really massive moves. The financial or global financial system is kind of really in such bad shape. Against that backdrop, the USD could soar higher. It's already shown good strength. Right. Next, I want to look at some euro proxies and some minor commodity currencies. Tron USD CZK. Now, in terms of this pair, obviously it's an Eastern European currency. Yeah, it is a currency that's affected by the euro. So if the euro goes down, it can pressure the CZK. Obviously, you've got Russia, Ukraine in the mix. It's bearish for the whole zone, but it's really bearish for the Eastern European currencies, just due to the amount of trade they do or did with Russia and Ukraine. So I think this is a buy. This looks a really strong support level here. Okay, going to chart highs, then up to 25, which is here, and maybe even on to 26. Let me just show you the monthly chart. USD CZK. Sorry, CZK. Sorry, that's the daily chart. We've got a nice blue today. Monthly chart. So 25 up here. And then I'm going to extend my target up to 26. So it's a really good risk reward trade. I know we've had a big move up, but far more strength to come in our view. Next pair I want to look at is going to be all the Eastern European currencies are a sell on the dollar, so I won't look at any more. USD MXM. In terms of this one, minor commodity currency, an emerging market, heavily reliant on dollar funding, okay, and normally very sensitive to risk on, risk off. But the dollar hasn't really made much of a move up in my view, okay. But I think if we can break 2050, 2150, then 22 is on the cards. Let's have a look at the chart. USD MXN. Are we near a breakout? Well, there's the monthly chart, okay. Daily chart, where are we? We're just below the level, okay, just below the 50 level. Just briefly got through it, do 2051, and I think this could well gain significant volatility to the upside. Now, if I go to my next chart, which is going to be USD ZAR, we looked at this in the COT video yesterday. USD's hit the ZAR hard. I'm hoping it's going to happen to the MXN, okay? We'd come down when I was doing my video yesterday. We just wanted to buy just a little bit of strength through two bodies and a tail here. Get a nice big blue. That's going on to 18 in our view, which is right up here, okay? In terms of we go through the high, I'll probably move the stop behind these bodies. Okay, so I want to see a bit more strength. But yeah, I mean, if we look at the markets, I mean, we're just trading, big themes, but those big themes, drive big long-term trends. And yeah, the dollar has had a good move to the upside, but the state of the global economy, it's not doing well. Points to the USD doing well going forward. So we've had a good run in the USD. We hope it's going to continue. We'll see what happens with the Fed, but I think any downside in the USD is limited. We'll see though. Anything can happen in Forex markets. Right, that's the video for today. Thanks for watching it. Take care. Have a good day.